Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Only 30 participants are there. Why? How many are there in the last class? A and B together, how many are there in last class?
78.
78 means at least 40 should be here. Okay. So wanted again తీసుకోవట్లేదు classes but so ఏమంటారు అనుకోకుండా వచ్చింది క్లాస్ had not taken it. Okay, fine. So let's go with that thing. Okay. So last class we discussed about what these things. Now we'll be discussing, we'll be closing off this literals and we'll be entering into this local variables concept. Right. Let's go with this first and then we'll be coming back to local variables and all. Right. So you already know about this decimal integers and octal integers and all. If it is preceded with 0, then it can be considered as what? Octal. If it is preceded with 0x or OX, and it can be considered as what? Hexadecimal integers. So we can initialize how this hexadecimal and octal integers in C language. Like that, we can initialize those things in Java also like this. 010 means it's an octal and 0x10 means it's an hexadecimal number, right? So float values also we can go with what things, and you can observe here if you are going to take small f or capital F, then there won't be any problem. But if you're not going to take small f or capital F, then it becomes an invalid these things. And for float also we can assign directly integer to float. There won't be any problem. It's going to be a valid, and this is going to be a valid, and this is also valid. uh, Let me check whether I have doubt whether it will come or not. me check here. So it will come because it will consider that as integer, and integer we are assigning it to float. So there won't be any problem. Yes. Okay, whenever you are assigned float to integer also, there won't be any problem. We'll be getting output, right? It can be considered as 13.0 as an output, okay? And we can also assign octal, hexadecimal, and character to float, and we can take this float value also, values also like this, okay? But remember that when you're going to use the float values, you need to take small f at the end of that value, or capital F at the end of the value. And long values or long integers, you need to take capital L or small l. Now let us go with the double. You can specify D or not D, doesn't matters, because in general Java compiler consider these things as what double values only. By default it will be considered as double values, and for double, if you keep small d or capital D without D also, there won't be any problem. Directly you can take. And coming to the next case is characters. You already know how to deal with characters. The characters which are enclosed within single quotes can be initialized to a character variable. And here you can take some example that char ch is equal to within single quotes a, and char ch is equal to within single quotes ash, and char ch is equal to 65, and ch is equal to 48. But here if you take floating point values, then there will be a problem. And if you are going to take integer value which exceeds what your character exceeds your character, then what it will be a problem. I will be addressing this issue. Let's go with first characters and then come back to this, right? So do you aware of this ANSI, American Standard Code Information Interchange, and how this American Standard Code Information Interchange plays an important role? Are we aware of this? Response, students.
Yes, sir.
Right. So who had given this ANSI? ANSI ఎక్కడి నుంచి వచ్చింది మనకి? Where we got this? Response, students. This very basic thing in C language. From where we got this ASCII? So let me conclude the things. You're very weak, Asala.
American Standard.
Yeah, American Standard. Go ahead. American Standard.
Maybe their committee, sir.
Yes. There exists something called as American Standard Institute ANSI. There exists something called as American National Standard Institute ANSI has given ASCII. So this is nothing but American National Standard Institute. American National Standard Institute has given something called as American Standard Code Information Interchange. Can anyone say what's the meaning of this American Standard Code Information Interchange? Response, students.
It converts one form of data to another form, sir.
Yeah, okay. Related to our programming, how it is going to be useful?
Every alphabet is assigned to a specific number.
Yes, very good, right? So what happens is computer, if you consider computer can understand only zeros and ones. It cannot understand any other thing. So, but when you want to deal with the textual data with respect to computers, so what they have done is, some intelligent people, textual data means contains alphabets, digits, special symbols. Okay, special symbols. But we want to make this communication with computer. So what they have done is, for all alphabets, they given numerical values. That means for small a, they given numerical value as 65. So for capital B, capital A, they given 65. And for capital B, they given 66. And for capital C, they given 67. So on. Okay. And for small a, they given it as 97. And for small b, they given it as what? 98. And for small c, they given it as small c, they given it as what? 99. Okay, like that we have what ASCII codes are there, and these ASCII codes consists of ASCII values 0 to 255. In that 0 to 255, your 65 is nothing but your capital A, and the 66 is nothing but what? Capital B. Why they are given like this means, suppose if you entered on the keyboard as capital A, internally it's not going to be considered as A. If I type here A means there I'm going on the screen, I'm going to get A, but internally what is going to be happened is, if you press A over here, internally that A is going to be converted in the form of ASCII, and that ASCII is going to be converted in the form of zeros and ones, processing it and generating what? Output. Generating what? Output. That means when I'm going to press here A, that A internally goes as what? A numerical, and from that it goes as zeros and ones, and from that again it comes to what? Display in the form of OS in the form of zeros and ones, and this OS gives it to the display in the form of what? A character, in the form of what? Character. This is what the processing going on internally with respect to what? Computer. Computer cannot understand your textual data. It understands only zeros and ones, so that this type of conversion is required. And for that purpose, what they have done is, this American people, there exists an institute, American National Standard Institute, and this institute has given something called as American Standard Code Information Interchange, which consists of 0 to 255 characters, and every symbol, whatever the symbol that we have on the keyboard, and those symbols internally consist of one ASCII value. Okay, this is what happened in case of C language. But coming to your Java, Java is not only supports ASCII, it supports Unicode. It supports what? A Unicode. That means your Unicode universal codes includes ASCII values starting from 0 to 65,535. That means in your ASCII, if it supports 256 characters, means your Unicode supports 65,536 characters. It supports all languages, letters it supports, as well as it supports all symbols, whatever the symbols that we have, and all symbols that Java language is going to support. If you consider your C and C++, these are going to support only what? English alphabets followed by what? English letters followed by what? Alphabets, digits, and special symbols, and then digits. But coming to this Java, it's not only supports only English, it supports what? All language letters followed by alphabet digits. That's the reason it's ASCII, its Unicode is going to be very high. That's 0 to 65,535. That means 65,536 characters it supports. Right? That's the meaning of what your Unicode. And Java supports Unicode, and in that Unicode, this 256 characters what we have in ASCII, and that what codes are going to be same. That means in Unicode also, for capital A it is going to be 65, for capital B it is going to be 66, and for small a it is going to be 97, and for small b it is going to be 98. Right? Your C supports ASCII, and which was given by ANSI, but your Java is going to support not only Java. From Java, all programming languages are going to support Unicode, and this Unicode consists of 0 to 65,535, and which consists of 65,536 characters, which is supported by what? Java. Right? So that's the meaning of what your Unicode and then ASCII codes. Unicode means American Standard Code Information Interchange, which consists of 0 to 65, 256 characters it contains, but Unicode consists of 0 to 65,535 characters. Your Java is going to support. Okay. So this is the meaning of what your Unicode and all. So Unicode and then ASCII code. ASCII is a subset of Unicode, as I discussed, except Boolean and char. Remaining all data types are signed types. Signed types. So except Boolean and remaining all are what? Signed types. That means signed type means one bit is reserved for what? Sign. And if you consider float, we have 4 bytes. In that 4 bytes, 7 digits. Sorry. Your float is going to store what? 7 digits after decimal point, and your double is going to store 16 digits after decimal point. Okay. So this is the meaning of your ASCII code and Unicode, right? and your Java character takes 2 bytes of memory. 1 byte, your C++ takes 1 byte of memory, so it's going to be stored. Signed means minus 128 to plus 127 in C, and your unsigned means 0 to 55. However, ASCII characters comes under unsigned only. But coming to this Unicode, Java is going to support Unicode, and that takes 2 bytes of memory. If it is the 2 bytes of memory, means the range should be minus 32768 to 32767. But in characters, positive numbers will be there, so it range is going to be 0 to 65,535 is going to be the range of your Unicode, right? So this is the characters which was supported by Java. Is it clear for everyone about this thing? Java supports Unicode, whereas your C++ supports what? ASCII codes. In ASCII codes, we have only 256, whereas in Unicode, we have 65,535, which includes all languages, alphabets. Languages in sense not going to be the programming languages, all languages, Telugu, Hindi, all languages in the world, those characters followed by what? Digits, and then special symbols were supported by Java. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. If anybody asks you about what the character set that Java is going to support means, you need to say that it's what? ASCII code. Java programming language supports what? Unicode, not ASCII code, Unicode, and the range is going to be 0 to 65,535. That you need to answer. Okay. Can I proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, ma. Gayatri.
Sir, Unicode ever introduced చేశారు?
It's a universal code. I don't know. I did not search it till now. I thought of searching while saying the class itself. Let us search. No need to remember everything. If you type it Unicode, you will be finding in Wikipedia. Unicode is an information technology standard for a consistent encoding, representation, handling of text expressed. Unicoded caret set. International Unicode standard. Let's see. I think it is ISO and IEC and various others. They given it, seems. The standard is maintained by Unicode Consortium. It's a government autonomous body incorporated based in Mountain View, California. Its primary purpose is to maintain and publish Unicode standard, which was developed with intention of replacing existing characters. Okay, it's an autonomous body related to government only, right? They are maintaining it. Okay. Okay, Gayatri.
Yes, sir.
Let's go with ANSI also. Standardized Standards Organization. So it's related to US only, but Unicode is not going to be related to Unicode. It's an autonomous body in the world, I think. It's not going to be in any one of the government agency. It's an autonomous body in the world. And they are maintaining and publishing it. It's a non-profit organization based in California. The primary purpose is to maintain Unicode standard, which was developed. So these are the founders. So it's an autonomous, non-profit means not. It's going to be an autonomous body. It's under related to what? Government only. Okay, voting members include software, computer software and hardware companies with interest in text processing standards, including Adobe. Okay, technical decisions relating to Unicode made by the Unicode Technical Committee. That means there might be some committee from different companies, and they formed it, it seems. Okay, fine. So you can search for this on the internet if you need more information about this. The standard has been implemented in many programming recent technologies like XML, Java, Swift. Swift programming is also there. Dart programming is there. It will become very popular in the future. Julia also will become very popular in the future. Julia with respect to machine learning, it will come. Okay. Fine. Like, let's enter that. Remember that Java supports Unicode and it's an autonomous body, which is a combination of different companies. And this is what the thing that we have now. Character letterer. Suppose I am going to take char ch is equal to 10234. For Unicode values which were not supported by the system, we get a question mark. The Unicode value may be represented in decimal, octal or hexadecimal. We can represent literal in Unicode representation like this. Okay. For Unicode values which are not supported by the system, we get a question marks. Okay, right, I got it right. Now let's go with the program over here. Here, when I'm going to take here char space ch is equal to 65, and then I'm going to print this ch, save it. Let's go to here java c space literal demo dot java and java space, so semicolon not taken because ఈ పైథాన్ వల్ల పెద్ద హెడేక్ అవుతుంది. Python, all these things are not required, Python, it's very easy.
Yes, sir.
Most of you are familiar with Python, I think, right? Only Anaconda is enough. Right, we got there as a capital A. Suppose what is the ASCII code that we have? Unicode that we have. It's going to be 0 to 65,535. Let's print all ASCII codes. Let's take the value of C as 0. And we'll be taking one for loop for I int I is equal to 1, and then I less than or equal to 65,535, and then I plus plus. So what happens going on? Just wait. Okay, sorry. You can see over here where is our alphabets. So whatever the things which was supported in our system, and those things was displayed over here, right? 0 1 2 3, and these were the symbols that we have, all the symbols that we have, followed by lowercase letters, braces, and a few other symbols. And suppose we have on this question mark, why we got this question mark means, suppose this question mark, in the place of question mark some symbol is there, and might be that symbol is not going to support my laptop, or so that we got those question marks over there. And if you take any other value apart from this, You take any other value apart from this. Suppose I'm going to take, and this is how we'll be getting all unique codes. Starting, I taken the ch value as 0, and it prints on 0 what the ASCII code that we have. After that, plus plus means on 1 what ASCII code we have, 2 what ASCII code we have, 3 what ASCII code we have. Like that, it is going to print up to 65,535 characters will be printed on the screen over here, right? So now what happens is, this is how we'll be printing all ASCII codes. Suppose I'm going to take something like this. It is not within the limit of that thing, right? 70,000 I'm going to take. And our ASCII code range is going to be 65,535. Now, so system.out.println of ch. Now, in this case, what we are going to expect is that we'll be expecting an error, because it's going to be what exceeding the range of character. The character range is going to be 0 to 65,535. But in this case, it doesn't generate any error. If this 70,000 is there, means 70,000 on the 70,000, if unique code is there, means then it prints it. Oh, we got error. Sorry, we got an error over there. Fine. Suppose I'm going to take like this. Sorry. Okay. Fine. So if on that ASCII code, if what 65,535 is there, and in this 65,535, if you got any ASCII code, it prints that. If it is not supported by your system, it just prints what? A question mark. Suppose I'm going to take 65,536, and what's the output that we'll be getting? In this case also, it has to generate what? A error. That means it's not possible to convert integer to what? A character, right? Same thing, same story happening, whatever the thing which is there with respect to integers, and same thing it is going to be happened over here. If it is exceeding the character range, means then it's giving an error. If within this range, means no error. Within this range means what? No error. Okay. On 6,500, what's the ASCII code that we have? Means let's type this, and if it supports you by your computer, then it prints what? That symbol. If it is not there, means it prints question mark. Clear with this, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
If I take 0, means just I'm not going to get anything over there. That means space is there, I think. With respect to 0, I think space is there, or what? Space is there. Okay, fine. So this is with respect to characters. That's what, for Unicode values which are not supported by the system, this system will be getting what? Question mark. And the Unicode may be represented in any case. Okay, and we can represent a character written in Unicode representation as like this. Okay, let's try this. And these are the standard character letters, backslash, and new line takes new line, slash t, 7 spaces, slash f, and slash k. Let's try these things. Here I'm going to take slash n. After the slash n, here I'm taking hi, and then slash b, welcome to Java, and then slash k, plus opening double quotes, and slash f, space ch. Save this. So what happened there? You can see slash n. I will be removing this slash n first of all. I will be taking only space, and let's see. Again, I need to compile it, right? So you can observe the output difference between the first and the second output. Can anyone say what was happened? What was happened? Slash n means what? Here in this thing, slash n means what? It has taken new line. Println means already new line. Again, slash n will be there. It went into the new line, and from here it started printing. And what's the thing that I taken over there? Hi, I taken. Hi, I had taken. After this, backslash means it goes backward. That means whatever the character that was printed already, it removes that, and from there it is going to print. From there it is going to print. Here I have what space here. Suppose if I remove space from here, then what happens is I was removed, and from after H onwards, your welcome is going to be printed over there. After H onwards, your welcome is going to be printed over here. That means backspace. Previously, one character is going to be removed, and from that character onwards, your data is going to be printed. Welcome to Java, followed by I taken space slash f. It gives us what, some special symbol, followed by space, and then a ch. Okay, and why k is not supporting, I don't know. Let's check here. We'll be going with k. It might not be supporting. Okay, and slash f if, gives us what, some special symbol, and slash t means again tab spaces. Tab spaces, you can see. Let's check whether it is working or not. Okay, tab spaces it is taking, and it is going to print the data on the screen. Clear? This was what escape sequence characters that we have, or character literals that we have. Slash b, slash n, slash t, slash f, and then slash k, which was not supported. I will let you know about this slash k and how it is going to be used. Okay, clear about this three things, four things? Respond. Are you there or not?
Yes, sir.
ఆపేస్తాను, టెన్షన్ తీసుకోకండి, ఎక్కువసేపు ఏం చెప్పను. హ్యావ్ అండర్స్టూడ్ అబౌట్ దిస్? రెస్పాండ్.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ఏమైంది శ్రీకర్, డల్ అయిపోయారు? శ్రీకర్
సార్
ఏమైందిరా?
అర్థమైంది సార్ అది.
అర్థమైంది కానీ అంత ఉత్సాహంగా లేరు అసలు. వాట్స్ ద ప్రాబ్లం? అంటే ఆపేనా క్లాస్? ఆపేయమంటే ఆపేస్తాను, ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. ఇబ్బంది అవుతాయి చెప్పండి. I too agree, it's very difficult to understand listen 3 hours continuously, not continuously. What's the problem? Respond, students. But others are not responding, Akshita. Gayatri,
Yes, sir.
have you understood anything?
Yes, sir.
What happened? Okay, and these things I will explain you later about these things. This slash and then what double x I will explain you later. The strings also I will be discussing in java.lang package. It's very simple, that which is enclosed within single quotes, and we have a class called string space s is equal to within double quotes hello, and string space s is equal to what within double quotes hello, welcome to Java programming. Like that we can take a string over there and we can print over there strings. Now the last thing is that boolean. So let's see about this boolean thing and then we'll be closing off this. Boolean is equal to, or boolean b is equal to within single quote, sorry, true, and then system dot out dot println of b. It's true. Okay, the same thing. We are trying to assign it as 12. What will happen? Can anyone?
True,
Boolean
sir.
variable I'm assigning as 12. What's the output that we can expect? True. Error or true? Think over it.
Error, sir.
Error. What error? ఏమొస్తుంది ఎర్రర్ చెప్పండి.
12 కి ఒక బిట్ సరిపోదు sir.
గాయత్రి,
Incompatible types.
yes, incompatible types. What possible laws see to convert what boolean to int? శ్రీకర్ ఏమో చెప్తున్నావు?
అదే సార్ 12 కి ఒక బిట్ సరిపోదు కదా సార్ స్టోర్ చేసుకోవడానికి, అందుకని ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది.
Yes, yes, this was error. Same, int cannot be converted to boolean. Okay, suppose I'm trying to take within single quote double quotes true I'm going to take, and in this case what's the thing that we'll get? Let's see. Again we got an error over there. String cannot be converted, and within single quotes I'm going to take something like this true. Let us do this. Let's check it. We got an error over there, right? Enclosed character literal, right? And unclosed character literal. Okay, and then what we'll be doing is we'll be taking over here 0, and for 0 what do we get? Any output?
Yes, sir.
Error or what? No error. No error. Srikar, Pawan, Gayatri. Error or no error? Akshita.
నో ఎర్రర్ అనుకుంటున్నాను సార్.
Okay. What about remaining?
Error.
Respond. Amita. Ranjit ఉన్నాడా? ఎర్రరా? ఓకే. పవన్ ఫోన్ పక్కకు పెట్టేసి వెళ్ళిపోయాడా? G0 Sadali, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
What's the output? Today only I came, sir, like that you will say?
No error, I think.
Error. Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. Let's check it. 1 bit. Incompatible types int cannot be converted to boolean. Okay, if you are giving 0 and if you are taking 1 means again here 1 also
Error.
okay. See, generally what happens in other programming languages, if you consider C and C++, there they will be considering 0 as false, and apart from 0 if you take any other number it will be considered as true. It will be considered as true in your selection statements. But in Java, there is no question of using 0 and 1 as true and false. We need to use a literals called true and then false. That's it. It stores true and then false. That's it. It doesn't store any other thing. That's it. Right? In if and else statements also, we can use this true and false values over there. We can execute it. For example, we can take something like this. If true, save. Okay, fine. Here we'll be taking false first. right? No error at all. False. False is printed. Suppose here if I am taking B, if B means what does B contains here? False.
False.
If false means is it prints the system.out.println?
No, sir.
No, we will not be getting any output over here. Okay, we will not be getting any output. So this is about what your boolean. That's it. String again we'll be discussing. Just have a look over here. And simple Java program we already discussed. And next our journey starts from what scope of variable, lifetime of variable, and what do you mean by scope, what do you mean by lifetime, that we'll be discussing, followed by local variable, instance variable. And here local variable will be having some properties. Those properties you need to remember. And 2 to 3 programs will be discussing in local variables, and then instance variables will be discussing. Then we'll be entering into the class, creation of object, followed by static variables. So till now, what we covered in our syllabus, we'll be seeing into it first. Right. See, we are entered into this Java buzzwords that we covered, and overview of Java we covered, data types we covered. Now we are going to discuss about this variables concept. After that we'll be going with operators, expressions. This takes 1 hour time. Control statements, this also takes 1 hour time. And this classes I'm going to discuss in this variables itself. And after that methods we'll be discussing. And at last we'll be going with what? String handling, right? So this encapsulation concept, where we have encapsulation. So we don't have anywhere, right? Okay. And these things we'll be discussing: method binding, overriding, exceptions. All these things will come in the second part of your unit 1. So mostly by the end of this week, we'll be going to finish, at least we'll try to finish first part of unit 1. And we'll be entering into the second part of unit 2, like inheritance, polymorphism, all these things we'll be discussing. Okay, right? So any doubts till now from starting to this class? Respond.
సార్ ఒకసారి ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ న్యూట్రల్ గురించి చెప్పండి.
Okay, fine. Any other doubts from any other students?
The Java delimiters ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ చెప్పండి.
Java delimiters.
This is backslash and backslash ti.
Okay, fine. ఇంకా fine. So what happens in platform independent is that generally we'll be considering platform as what? Hardware and software. So your Java is going to be a platform independent programming language. And after that, they talked only about operating system and platform independent. If you develop Java program on one operating system, and if you are giving this Java program to Java compiler of that Windows operating system, and it generates something called as demo.class, or it can be called as a bytecode or .class file. And this bytecode will be given to JVM or some system which contains a JVM Windows operating system, or else you can give it to some system which contains JVM as Linux operating system, JVM of some Solaris, JVM of Macintosh. And this bytecode will be given to any one of this or all these computers which contains what different OS, and this are going to generate what? The same result. That means in case of platform independent, they are focusing mainly on operating system. That's it. But coming to this architecture neutral, what they are saying is they are not focusing on, they are not at all discussing anything about operating system. So they are saying that a language or technology is said to be architecture neutral if and only if it can run on all processor irrespective of that architecture. If and only if it can run on all processor irrespective of that architecture. That means here they focused on hardware configuration in case of architecture neutral. That means they mainly focused on processor. what kind of processor it might be. Your Java programs are going to run, which was developed on one system, and from that system bytecode is generated, and that bytecode will be taken into another system which contains different processors. The same result will be generated. Architecture neutral means they are talking about what your processor. Portability in the sense, again same thing, hardware and software. Hardware and software. A language or a technology is said to be a portable if and only if application runs on any kind of OS architecture and then processor architecture. That means initially what happened is platform, it refers to two meanings. It can be hardware and software. But ఈ జావా బజ్వర్డ్ లో ప్లాట్ఫామ్ అనే దాన్ని వాళ్ళు ఏం కన్సిడర్ చేస్తారంటే ఓఎస్ కింద కన్సిడర్ చేస్తారు. But in general, platform is going to be either hardware or software environment that we are going to use in our computer. But in this aspect, they consider only OS, and in this aspect, they architecture neutral. They considered only processor. They considered the with respect to the processor, and two things combinedly will become what portable. A language or technology is said to be portable if and only if it runs on, if and only if its application, that means that dot class file can run on any OS and any type of processor. That's the meaning of what your portability. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Sadali, you want to say something? I will share, Sadali. Don't worry. Today only you came, na? I will be sharing with you. Don't worry.
Yes, sir.
And the new one, the Sadali is what very good student, very good in attitude, and he joined in your class. Okay, and you asked about Srikar, this one only, right?
Yes, sir.
ఇక్కడ కేన్ పక్కకు పెట్టేస్తే F/F, if you use, then it gives us some special symbol, right? Some toy kind of symbol it gives us. /T against space, tab spaces it gives. /N, new line. /B, it goes back and prints from there onwards. For this, I given one example. /N, already /N is there. It goes in new line, and again from there it goes with new line. Hi, closing double quotes, plus we are appending one more string over there, but here I am taking /B. /B means what happens? It goes backward. That means it removes this I. In the place of I, it prints some other character. Immediately after this B, if I am taking Java, then in the output what will be getting is, H Java will be getting. If you compile it, you'll be getting H Java. /N, again /N, it prints what? H Java over there. Okay, fine. Next,
Yes, sir.
we have one more special symbol, and that is what? /T I'm using here, plus /F. Save it. See what happened? First hi is printed. After that, what /forward backward /B means it goes one cursor back and prints. That means after H it prints J, A, V, A, followed by 7 spaces, and then /F, and then what? /F. /F means some special symbol you will be getting over there, and we can use over it. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
That's it. And these things I will discuss later. And slash k is not working in what SC version, I think. 16 version, in I think it's not working in 16 version. Or else we'll search on the Google. So slash t inserts a tab, slash b backspace in the text at this point, new line. Inserts a carriage return in the next text at this point, slash f form feed. Inserts a single quotes. Okay, these are all common. That's it. I think we don't have slash k. Slash k లేదనుకుంటా నాకు తెలిసి. Okay, I will look into this slash k and then I will get back to you. Okay, any other doubts? Response students, any other doubts? Only 26 are there. Okay, if you don't have any doubts, you can leave. Lalita.